times that women have. Welcome to Conversations with Kay. I'm Kay Ryder. And every week I talk with Vermonters who are leaders in the fields of government, healthcare, education, the arts, and community life. My guests are from the YWCA of Vermont. Deb Jorschick, who is the executive director of the YWCA of Vermont, and Hannah Bogard, who is the director of YWCA Vermont Camp Hochelaga. Also welcome to our radio listeners, 11 a.m. Mondays, WBTV-LP 99.3 FM. Welcome, glad to have you here.
Hi, Thank
you. Since summer is just about here, I think we'll probably start talking about Camp Hochelaga. Where is Camp Hochelaga, Hannah?
Camp Hochelaga is right out in South Hero, Vermont. We have 30 acres on the shores of Lake Champlain.
Great, great. Are you overlooking the inner bay, or are you on the lake, right on the lake?
We're right on the lake, but we overlook the bay.
Yeah, you look, okay, what is called the outer bay, or something like that. Anyway,
right.
It's a beautiful site, absolutely gorgeous. When are you open for the summer, and how many weeks is the camp in session?
We welcome our staff out the weekend of June 17th for a full week of staff training, and then our first group of campers arrive on June 24th, and we'll do 8 weeks of camp this summer.
Great. Now, how many girls are signed up for this summer? Do you have any idea?
We just passed 700 girls for this summer. We're very excited.
Wow. How many did you have last year?
About 550.
Well, now, why do you think that's happened? I mean, that's a big jump.
Yeah, I think we have been participating in a lot of community events in the off-season. We've worked with Kids Vermont and a couple of other big organizations in town to make sure that our name is out there. We also started a parent and family ambassador program, so we're connecting new families to camp with returning families so that they can have that parent-to-parent perspective.
What a great idea. That's really a marvelous idea. What ages are your campers?
6 to 17. So all the way up, and at 16 they start as CITs.
And what is CIT?
A counselor in training.
Counselor in training, okay. Now, are there different ways for a girl to participate in Camp Hochelaga during the summer?
Absolutely. So we have residential camp. We offer 1 and 2 week overnight sessions throughout the summer. And then we have this summer we have 3 mini camp sessions. So mini camp is 3 nights long overnight. And then if you get to your 3rd night and you're loving it, you can opt to stay for the rest of the week. And then our other option would be day camp. So Monday through Friday, all 8 weeks of the summer.
Now that's interesting. Do a lot of the young girls sign up for the day camp?
Quite a few of our youngest campers, like 6, 7, or 8, will do day camp or mini camp. They do that for a couple of summers, realize that they love it, and come back for a week or 2 in the future.
Now, say if you were in the day camp and you loved it, could you go on and become a residential camper?
Absolutely. You'd have to sign up for another session, but you could certainly join us later in the summer, overnight.
Great. Now where do the girls sleep and talk and all those good things?
We have wonderful cabins. We have 14 of them across camp. Our cabins are rustic. They're free from electricity or running water, so you really get a camp experience. And of course, they're located close to our well-furnished bathhouses.
Mm-hmm. Great, good. Now, how many campers how many girls in a cabin?
8.
8. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a good round number. Yeah. Tell us something about the site itself, all the other buildings at Camp Hochelaga.
So we have buildings site-wide at Camp Hochelaga, everything from our performing arts building, the WYGWAM, to our arts and crafts center, our day camp space, so our day campers have a home when they're with us for the day. They have cubbies where they can keep their stuff. We have a big and beautiful lodge that seats everybody for all of our meals. Is often filled with song and activity, and you imagine almost 150 people in there at every meal, many of them young girls, and the noise level in there is always amazing.
Can you, a lot of people have food preferences now. Can you deal with that in the meals?
Absolutely. We're really excited. We're welcoming a new chef to camp this summer. She has a wealth of experience in the school system and is really excited to continue launching our new Farm to Camp program. So we're working with local farmers to bring fresh food into the lodge, and she'll be turning that into educational programming and amazing meals.
Great. That sounds good. Deb, does Camp Hochelaga offer scholarships?
Yes, we do. And we have a number of girls that apply every year to come to camp. This year we're serving close to 70 girls that would like to come. We also have a waiting list as well. And we're closing in on our Circle of Girls campaign, where we're raising money for those scholarship girls to come to camp.
Okay. So some girls definitely would not get to camp unless they had a scholarship.
Correct. There are a lot of girls that are in need. This is a tough time for kids nowadays, and coming to Hochelaga is respite for some of those kids from some pretty incredible lives that they lead. And it's nice that they can get away and just be a kid for at least a week.
Right. It's also very good for mothers who work.
Absolutely.
That their children go to camp.
Mm-hmm.
And at a camp where they're safe and everything. It's good. It's just great. I loved it. When my kids went to camp, I loved it.
Yeah, the nice thing about our day camp program is that we offer transportation. And we have 3 pickup locations from Essex High School, from the Holiday Inn on Williston Road, and at Chimney Corners, the Park and Ride. And we run small vans that way, and it's pretty popular for a lot of our working moms and dads.
Well, I would think so. You didn't have that when I was taking my girls to Hochelaga, but that's all right. Progress.
And we just partnered this year with the Migrant Education Program through UVM, so bringing some of our scholarship funding will bring girls from migrant working families. So you were mentioning that single parent working life. Those families are often working 12, 14, 16 hours a day, so it's girls that would really be at a loss without an engaging summer opportunity.
Yeah, that's marvelous outreach. Okay, now let's talk about some of the programs you have at Camp Hochelaga. Let's start out with the lake itself, your great swimming and boating program. And Hannah, how do you set up swimming? Different groups,
Yeah, so we have 3 zones at our waterfront. We have a shallow zone, a middle of the ground, a middle of the depth zone, so it maybe comes up to your shoulders, and then a deep zone. And in our deep zone, we have our water trampoline and our swimming rafts. So we have separate lifeguards for all of those zones. All our lifeguards are American Red Cross certified. And girls come down to swim at multiple times throughout the day. So you can sign up for swimming as one of your activity blocks. And you can sign up for all of our other waterfront activities as well, like that water trampoline I mentioned, any of our boating programs. So you can sign up and get in the water that way, or you can take it a little bit more casual and come down for a free swim at the end of the day.
Okay, now let's talk the trampoline. I haven't heard about that one.
It's a big hit.
I would think so. You jumping in shallow water, are you? Or?
Out in the deep end, actually. So it's a big inflated ring, and then the trampoline mat is on top of the ring, and it sits out in the water.
Great.
Kids have a lot of fun with it.
Oh, I would think so. That would be marvelous. Now and then boating. Now let's talk about your boats. What kind of boats do you have at Hochelaga?
We have kayaks, canoes, paddleboards, and sailboats.
Okay. All right. Now, paddleboards are very, very popular now, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah. And last summer I caught groups of kids frequently taking paddleboards out and doing paddleboard yoga out in the bay. It always looked challenging, but pretty cool.
Right. Some people can do it.
Yeah.
If they can do it, good luck. That's nice. And you have sailboats. How big are your sailboats?
We usually use Sunfish and some small Hobies. They accommodate about 4 campers and a staff member.
Okay. For our radio listeners, I'm talking with Deb Jorschick, who's the Executive Director of the YWCA of Vermont. And I'm also talking with Hannah Bogard, who's the Director of the YWCA's of Vermont's Camp Hochelaga. You also offer other programs at Camp Hochelaga. Let's talk about the performing arts a little bit. You put on these famous shows every summer, do you?
Musicals, 2 a summer. So musicals take place during our 2 two-week sessions every summer. Last summer we did Annie and Wizard of Oz, and it's always the choice of our campers and our performing arts counselors to decide what they're going to do each year. So I'm looking forward to this summer's.
Okay, well that's a great experience. Not just the people who sing and dance or whatever, but the costumes and all that too.
Absolutely, yep. So set design is very popular as well during those sessions.
Okay, and then you have something, outdoor skills. What do you mean by that?
So outdoor skills is everything from caring for our new chickens and our chicken program. We're bringing chickens and chicks out to camp this summer. We're excited. Our garden program, and then outdoor living skills. So fire building and shelter creation. We do some hiking, and this summer will be our first full camp 1-night camping trip. So we're going to Underhill State Park.
Okay, now this brings me to a question. I was a Girl Scout leader. I taught my Girl Scouts all about knowing where they were. Okay, you had a compass. And then in the day, oh, by the way, do the girls bring their phones to camp?
They do not. We're an entirely screen-free environment. Very
good. So the girls do learn where they are. They have compasses and things like that, outdoor skills.
Orienteering, absolutely.
Right. Where is the sun? Things like that. It's very interesting. Yeah. I had one little girl in my Girl Scout troop who looked at me and says, "What do you mean, Mrs. Ryder? Mrs. Ryder, where's the sun?" It's very, very cute anyway. But so then you do arts and crafts. What do you do for arts and crafts then?
I personally don't, because I'm not a very crafty person.
Neither am I. Neither am I.
If I could. The nice thing that we have, our counselor that runs the program was there last year. She's coming back again this year, which will be a nice continuity to the program. They do anything from paintings to, we just had 20 easels donated to Hochelaga. And so the girls will be doing some nice outdoor watercolor paintings and learning how to do that. They do all kinds of things from rock art to friendship bracelets to the good old-fashioned gimp that we used to do when I was at Hochelaga.
Good old-fashioned what?
Gimp.
What's that?
It's basically a plastic cording that you use, that you do a weave to, and it creates a block design, and you can make keychains and bracelets and things like that with it.
Yeah, a few of those came into our house. I remember those.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah. And then you have a program that's set aside for young women who want to come back to camp in a different way. CIT program, the Counselor in Training.
Absolutely. So our CIT program last summer was the first summer that we've run that program for 5 weeks instead of a shorter period of time. And we focused the program on gaining skills to come back and work at camp, but also just on developing your skills as a leader in any professional setting or life setting you choose moving forward. So young women come away with experience as a lifeguard. We do a full lifeguard certification while they're there. That's a 2-year certification that they can carry with them anywhere. They get direct experience working with kids, with campers, planning and leading activities. And then they also do some one-on-one resume development with our CIT director and some interview skill practicing. So they really come away having experienced a lot of team building and gained some skills working with other people regardless of differences.
Interviewing skills, very, very, very important thing to have. You know, if you can't tell someone something about the importance of what you do, then they'll never get it. And a lot of people, plus, do you do public speaking? Because a lot of people are scared to death to get up and talk in front of someone.
I think that we don't necessarily do the public speaking, but I think the way that the camp is structured, that the girls have a lot of opportunity to be in front of groups of people.
Absolutely.
Whether it's in the performing arts, whether it's in the dining hall, just giving a little shout out to somebody else, or just singing in the dining hall and acting out some of the songs, gets them up in front of people and starts to help them feel a little more natural in front of large groups.
Can you sing the songs?
Some of them.
Okay, let's go. The Hochelaga spirit
will never, never die. The Hochelaga spirit will never, never die. The Hochelaga spirit will never, never die. Look away beyond the blue horizon.
There we go. Very good. Very good. I won't ask you to sing anymore.
Oh, thank you.
Now, why is it important to have all-girl camps? Deb, do you want to answer that one?
For me, I went to Hochelaga as a counselor, so I've been with this organization for over 35 years. And it helped me become just a person that was able to stand up in front of people, to conduct myself in interviews, to put some great pieces on my resume. And I think young women today lose out a lot of times by not being in an environment that is segregated, if you will, from young boys. I think it's very important that girls learn to be girls and know who they are for themselves before they venture off into college life.
All right. Anything to add, Hannah?
Yeah, so I was not a camper at Camp Hochelaga, but I spent my childhood at a girls' camp in Michigan, and I think a lot of my self-confidence, my ability to just feel strong in myself and know that I can take care of myself and take care of other people in a strong and confident way came from my days at girls' camp. It's really powerful to accomplish something as a group of women or girls in a society. We grew up in a society where that doesn't happen very often. There's usually a male counterpart around somewhere to help you out, right, so to speak. So to be able to accomplish things just as a group or an individual woman is really a powerful experience that you don't get many other times in life.
Well, in business and in work and various other places, we expect different things of women and men. And women approach things, I think, in a different way than men do. And they say that women think differently. That may be true too, I don't know. But you have written that Camp Hochelaga offers young women adventure, self-esteem, self-expression, and lifelong friendships. Tell our audience why you feel that these goals are so important in life. Start off with you, Hannah. Let's adventure and self-esteem.
Absolutely. So I think adventure is particularly important to experience when you're young in life. At Camp Hochelaga, girls take on adventures every day. They try new things, they learn new skills, they enter a space and an activity that might make them nervous. And with the support of our staff and their fellow campers, they accomplish a goal that they may have thought they couldn't accomplish before they entered that activity area. And the adventure and the accomplishment of that leads me right into self-esteem. So we hold self-esteem as a really important goal at camp, because if you have a high sense of self-esteem and a positive self-image, you'll be able to take on challenges down the road in life and know that you can overcome them. So it's important.
Okay, you've already kind of talked about self-expression, being able to talk to people, etc. Lifelong friendships, why are they so important?
Well, from back when I was there at Hochelaga 35 years ago, and people that are on our board that are alumni, talk fondly of how long they were at camp. Some now that I'm encountering went to camp for close to 15 years, and now they still have friends from 60 years ago. It's incredible the bond that you make with these other women, and they do become lifelong. You see them later on. I see moms that were campers of mine registering and bringing their daughters to Hochelaga now, and seeing them is just as if we were right back at camp, and we pick up right where we left off. It's just amazing.
Yes, our daughter Allison went to camp, and she was CIT and then a counselor, ran the waterfront, and she keeps in contact with people from California. Mm-hmm. Quite amazing.
It is amazing.
It's just a marvelous, marvelous thing, and I have kept in contact with many of my friends from high school and college, mm-hmm. and it's when you start talking with them, it's just like you were with them yesterday.
Yes.
It's quite amazing, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Now, how would a typical camper spend a day at the camp, Deb? I mean, you get them up at 8 o'clock to swim, right?
Oh yeah, polar bear swim right off the bat. Well, they get up, they get themselves together. Of course, we have reveille that blows. I understand this year it's going to be a little bit different. I think they're actually going to wake the girls up to morning news about Hochelaga. So it's going to be a nice little twist. But they get up, they're very independent, they get themselves to breakfast, then off to their first activity, whether it's archery, drama, tennis, whatever. And then they have another activity, and then they go into lunchtime. And then from there, it's, sometimes we have close to 150 in that lodge during lunch, with our day campers included. And then they go off for a rest hour, and then another activity, and then our day campers go home, and then it's dinner time, and then evening program.
Evening Pro. Now let's talk about Evening Pro. Mm-hmm. What do you do at Evening Pro?
All kinds of things. Our program coordinator for this summer just put up the Evening Pro board in the office, and I'm excited already. Full camp capture the flag, Quidditch, which is always popular. You get a staff member
Harry Potter.
Right.
Harry Potter.
Staff member in a gold morph suit running around pretending to be the snitch, right? So it's a lot of fun. And then some really classic, unique to Camp Hochelaga evening pros. Games such as Dutch Auction and Know Your Counselor and Great Marker Race that I hadn't experienced in any of the other camp settings I've been in. It's really cool to see those unfold and know that they're so unique to the culture of Hochelaga.
Great. And you have a campfire, and you sing, and you do all these things.
We still have our traditions.
Right.
We do candlelight every Friday night for those kids, and that's been a tradition from way back. And what Hochelaga means to me, there's various campers that will stand up at the campfire and tell everyone what their experience was like at camp, and then they go back and write letters to themselves.
Interesting.
And then they get them mailed to them at Christmas.
That's a very fine idea, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Just spark them to return to camp.
Right.
Absolutely. Deb is the director of the YWCA of Vermont. You're involved in year-round activities for the Y? Tell our audience about that.
Sure. In April, it's our Stand Against Racism week. We've kind of turned that into a month-long piece. We have interns from UVM that come and help us with that program. And this year we opened up the one of the arts with SEBA this April.
What's SEBA?
That's the arts program in Burlington where they do different showings of art in various places around Burlington. It's quite interesting. And then we go into our fundraising period for our Circle of Girls. We go to Lunig's, we go to Bluebird Barbecue, and this year we went to Sarducci's and we did some good fundraising.
Good.
And then we have our open house in June, start getting camp open. And then in August, we have a women's weekend now. We used to do this many years ago. We've brought it back, and it's elevated camping for women who want to relive their camp experience and also gain some insight into social justice. This year we're featuring Ricky Diamond, and she's going to present her book that she just wrote called Screwonomics. And
Called what?
Screwonomics.
Okay.
And so it's about women in economics, and it's wonderful. And then we have our Week Without Violence in October. And that's a week-long program that we also work with students at UVM to help run that. And last year we showcased human trafficking.
Well, that is all very, very meaty stuff, if you will.
It is.
Yep, absolutely. The local YWCA board, according to your website, is now board-driven rather than member-driven. Now, what does this mean? Why did you do it?
Okay. So many years ago, the YWCA started as a membership organization where women could pay a membership fee. And for that membership fee, they might be at a facility where they could access a pool, housing, temporary housing, which we used to do here in Burlington. And so there were many different things that you got for your membership. And then as the times started to change and some of the houses and the residential pieces went away, our membership was left to be basically only involved maybe one time a year, and that was at our annual meeting. And so the YWCA USA has been strongly encouraging their local affiliates to become board driven, so the board can continue their work throughout the year and make necessary decisions without waiting till one time a year to make those changes that are necessary to continue growing the programs.
Okay, but let's talk a little bit now about the members, if you will. You still do have members.
Well, we don't right now. I mean, they're members that give to certain levels.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, you have people, if you will, who are very interested in Camp Hochelaga and the line, what it does.
Absolutely.
Right, okay. Call them members, call them whatever you want to, but they're people who support your work.
Mission supporters.
Yeah, mission supporters. There you go. I like that. Now, Camp Hochelaga is going to be 100 years old in 2019. And I suppose that you're already planning for it. And by the way, on the radio, we're talking with Deb Jorschick, who's the executive director of YWCA of Vermont, and Hannah Bogard, who directs YWCA Vermont's Camp Hochelaga. That's all a mouthful. Anyway, you have all your alums, if you will.
Correct.
People who've been to Camp Hochelaga over the years. And are you trying to get them back, get them involved in things?
We have a big planning committee for the 100th year, made up of alum, local community members from the islands, and board members and some of our staff as well. So we are all pitching in together. This is a big group of people that are putting this together, and we are looking to create projects that we need to have money donated to keep the camp going.
Okay, and you have a big day coming on the 15th of June in 2019.
Yes, we do. It's going to be a day-long event. During the day, it'll be geared towards families and bringing families and community members, volunteers to the property. And then the evening will be a little more focused towards the alumni. It'll be an evening of some traditional flair of what we used to do when we were at Hochelaga as campers and counselors.
And I bet you're going to have a big campfire.
Oh, of course.
Lots of singing.
Absolutely.
And as you mentioned, you do need things at the camp. You need new roofs for cabins, more paddle boards probably. Yes.
Although we have some very generous donors who supported us in getting 6 new paddle boards this summer. So we're excited about that.
That's great. Now, traditions are very, very important. So this day when you bring back the alums, it's a very special day for the camp, it's a very special day for you, and it certainly is a heartfelt day for them. So I wish you great luck, and I hope that you have a marvelous day and that you have a great great birthday year in 2019.
Thank you.
And on that note, do you have anything quickly to say?
Thank you for having us. Appreciate
Thank you
the
very much. And
opportunity.
if you need to get in touch with us, YWCAVT.org, 862-7520.
Thank you. And if you're looking for a summer camp for a young woman in your family, do consider Camp Hochelaga. It's a beautiful spot on Lake Champlain. Thank you for coming, and thank you for joining us on Conversations with Kay.